got your new sinus medicine, extra strength Sine-Off. What are you doing on the floor?
Oh, I'm draining my sinuses.
Does that work?
Not really.
Sine-Off. When I asked, they said it had more kinds of sinus relief than the things you used to take. Even that one. Relief from dripping, pain, and pressure.
More kinds of sinus relief. Great. Can we get up now?
Extra strength Sine-Off. There's even a Sine-Off that can't make you drowsy from antihistamine.
It's working.
The personal computer game is heating up.
May I?
Go ahead. The AT&T personal computer is faster, 2 to 3 times faster than the IBM PC. It has a higher resolution screen, too, for better graphics, and runs thousands of business programs. In fact, it's more computer for the money to put your business ahead of the game.
Your move.
The AT&T personal computer. Call AT&T Information Systems when you've got to be right.
Excuse me. I turned off your set so I could tell you about a television from General Electric. Your set has one speaker. GE has 2 sophisticated speakers that are going to knock your socks off. Your set has a regular tube. GE has the blue NeoVision tube that selectively filters out room light. Now, I'll show you this remarkable TV, but remember, it's going to be on your set.
Friday on the Dukes, it's Daisy's wedding day.
Man's wife can't be forced to testify against her husband.
And on Dallas, Pam brings a dangerous new threat to JR that pits brother against brother.
I want him to feel the kind of pain I'm feeling.
Then, violence erupts as Falcon Crest is sabotaged. It's a knockout night Friday.
Sunday, February 10th, Jason Robards, Rip Torn, James Earl Jones, Martin Sheen, Morgan Freeman, the continuing mystery of the Atlanta child murders.
CBS late movie, things heat up for Rick's old flame when the police find her missing husband dead. Then a crazed killer and lethal gas spell trouble for Sally and the commissioner. Simon and Simon, followed by Metal and Wife on the CBS late movie. Tomorrow night, a rise in popularity leads Bobby to consider opposing the president. The dramatic conclusion of Robert Kennedy and his Times. Tomorrow night at 9, 8, Central and Mountain.
Thursday,
I'm going to just step back in time.
Magnum and Company team up for one last mission behind enemy lines.
Set up!
And Simon reunite to fight charges of murder and espionage.
What's the plan? I'll think of something.
Then, on Nuts Landing, Gary's desperate to stop Val from making a tragic mistake.
Dearly beloved.
This is CBS.
Just ahead on the 10 o'clock report, Fort Worth police search for another missing woman. Richard Ray will have the report.
Texas dairies joined the campaign to find missing children. John Fisher will have an updated story.
The infamous Bonehead Award is in trouble. There may be no winner in 1985. Dr. J comes to reunion, and there may be more cold weather in our future. The 10 o'clock report is next.
The many ways of Mikasa. With the seasons, with the mood, for the occasion. The setting changes for all those memorable days and nights, too numerous to count. The newness, the fashion, the many ways of Mikasa. Now that's food for thought.
A day in the life of a Commodore 64. The Commodore 64. Once you get it, you'll wonder how you got along without it.
The Wendy's Hot Stuffed Baked Potato-Thon sale is on. Wendy's just bought truckloads of the best potatoes grown in America, which means incredible deals for you. On the hottest thing in America, Wendy's Hot Stuffed Baked Potatoes. Stuffed with broccoli and cheese, chili and cheese, sour cream and chives, and other great toppings. So get in on Wendy's Hot Stuffed Baked Potato-Thon sale. While there's still enough, to go round.
The unbelievable Potato-thon. Wendy's hot stuffed potato, medium drink and side salad, 50 cents off. Big savings, big value. Get yours today.
Now, Channel 4 News, Dallas-Fort Worth. With Clarice Tinsley, Steve Bosch, James Spann in the Channel 4 weather station, and Paul Crane on sports.
Good evening. Clarice's Way tonight. Our top story tonight, a woman missing in Fort Worth.
She's 18 years old and she was last seen on Friday.
Police and relatives are looking for a newlywed who moved to Fort Worth last Thursday, then disappeared the next day. The case has been referred to the Special Task Force investigating a string of disappearances and murders. Richard Ray is on the story.
Things, her makeup's still here, cosmetics, clothes, everything. The only thing that's not here is her purse and her keys.
Troy Solani says he returned home Friday to his newly rented East Side townhouse to find a note from his wife, a note saying she'd gone shopping, a trip from which she has not returned. Troy and 18-year-old Ruth Thurnis Solani were married January 14th. She's from Colorado. She'd been in Fort Worth only a day with no friends here and only her husband's relatives. Under ordinary circumstances, her disappearance would be investigated, but without special police scrutiny. These are not, however, ordinary circumstances in Fort Worth.
Certainly become more sensitive to missing persons.
Lieutenant Hank Snow of the Missing Persons Section says Solani's disappearance has been referred to the Homicide Task Force, investigating a series of missing and murdered young women in southwest Fort Worth.
In this particular case, there's no logical explanation why she is missing. So therefore, we feel like that it's something maybe the task force should follow up on.
Ruth Thurnis Solani's about 5'3", 95 pounds with long dark hair. She goes by the nickname Sta. Her husband says there was no trouble between them, but he hopes that there is an explanation, that she's safe, and that all this is for nothing.
You know, I'd love nothing more than to see her walk through that door right now as we talk. I'm scared. I'm really scared.
For now, at least, police are taking this disappearance very seriously. Lieutenant Snow says if Ruth Thurnis Solani does not turn up sometime tonight, he will ask the task force to put an investigator on the case first thing Tuesday morning. Richard Ray, Channel 4 News, Fort Worth.
As late as earlier this weekend, police in Fort Worth were still viewing Remsen Wolf as a suspect in connection with the recent rash of rape, abduction, and murder in that city. Tonight, that has changed. A Tarrant County prosecutor says Wolf is no longer a suspect. He was arrested on Thursday evening. He was released from jail on Saturday night. He still faces trial in another case, however, the October 1983 molesting of a 4-year-old boy. Wolf was the second man to be arrested in connection with the Fort Worth disappearances, and the second man to be released. Timothy Volkmar was arrested and charged in mid-January. Murder charges against Volkmar were dismissed, however, when a fingerprint didn't match up. Volkmar lost his job as a result of the publicity surrounding his arrest. His employer did not know that Volkmar had once attacked one of his parents with a knife. Volkmar did not volunteer that information. When the employer found out about the past incident, however, he dismissed Volkmar.
Every year, almost 2 million children turn up missing. Many run away from home. Others are kidnapped. Some just simply get lost and wander into the hands of dangerous people. It has become a problem of national concern, and now there is a national effort to find missing children. 100 dairies across the land have signed up to print the pictures of missing children on milk cartons. John Fisher reports.
It's estimated that 40,000 children simply disappear every year. Many of them end up here, in the National Directory of Abducted Children. But only a handful of people will ever see this book. Almost everyone will see a milk carton.
In our region alone, on the half-gallon paper and a quart, a little over 1.5 million cartons every 30 days will go into consumers' kitchens.
These are the cartons the Foremost Company will soon begin distributing. Each month, a side panel will feature 2 missing youngsters, complete with photos, information on their disappearance, and a special toll-free number. Foremost area officials say the idea started in Chicago, and now it's spreading. Their company is already gearing up a California program similar to the one they're beginning here in the Southwest. And now it seems that other dairies are beginning to get interested in the concept. Jim Tenori's company manufactures these cartons, not only for Foremost, but for the majority of the Southwestern dairy operations.
It's been amazing. There's so much interest stirred up in this program, and I think Champion feels and the people in the dairy industry feel that it's a very worthwhile program.
Tenori says if the other dairies got involved, his operation could easily turn out as many as 85 million of these special cartons a month. Right now, no one wants to talk much about how much all this is costing. But Tom Shell says cost isn't really an object.
If we can return one child, it's definitely worth it. There's just no way you can put a cost on this.
John Fisher, Channel 4 News, Fort Worth.
Some minority leaders in New York City are calling for the United States Attorney there to prosecute the so-called subway vigilante Bernhard Goetz under civil rights laws. But the official said his role is somewhat limited in such cases, though he will look into it. A grand jury has already refused to indict Goetz on anything but gun charges. One black leader suggested racial prejudice tainted the grand jury. Kathy Evelyn Smith was arraigned today on murder and drug charges in connection with the death of John Belushi. She waived extradition from Canada in a plea bargain arrangement that may be falling apart. Her lawyer, after reviewing the grand jury transcript, said